ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। Okay, 10 from 10 onwards. अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि
अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि
मत्कर्म परमो भव
मत्कर्म परमो भव
मदर्थमपि कर्माणि
मदर्थमपि कर्माणि
कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि
कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि
अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि
अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि
कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः
कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः
सर्वकर्मफलत्यागः
सर्वकर्मफलत्यागः
सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं
सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं
ततः कुरु यदात्मवान्
ततः कुरु यतात्मवान्
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात्
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात्
ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते
ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते
ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः
ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः
त्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्
त्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्
अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां
अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां
मैत्रः करुण एव च
मैत्रः करुण एव च
निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः
निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः
समदुःखसुखः क्षमी
समदुःखसुखः क्षमी
सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी
सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी
यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः
यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः
मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः
मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः
यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः
यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः
यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोकः
यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोकः
लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः
लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः
Harshabhayodvegaihi
Harshamarshbhayodvegaihi
Mukto yassa cha me priyaha.
Mukto yassa cha me priyaha.
Yeah.
Dhanyawad.
So we need to resume from number 15 today. So shloka number 13 onwards, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is presenting some attributes of a jnani. What qualities can you see in a jnani? Because we really don't know who a jnani is. We don't know. We can't really figure out. Even a jnani may not be able to figure out who a jnani is. Think about it. I'm just giving you a thought. Okay. So where is the question of somebody else trying to figure out? How can a jnani figure out if somebody else knows or not? Have to talk at least minimum. They have to talk for some time, right? Some time. Some talk is there. And in talking, we can talk things and impress others. Correct? Possible. In a few minutes, we can impress a lot of people. Only if we keep on talking, then that impression will keep going down like this, We just have to talk for a few more minutes. That's all we have to say. So then we begin to figure out, a lot of fluff. They say fluff, So it's not possible to figure. So, and there's no need for a jnani to figure out also. Anyway. So that's what is happening here. Adveshta, Sarva Bhutana, Maitra. Every word is beautiful. It's nice for us to understand the import, significance of all these words. And so now, shloka number 15. Yasman no dvijate lokaha. Beautiful. Loka no dvijate chayaha. Let's look at it. So first word has to be split like this. Yasmat na udvijate. That is the way. There are three words sticking together. Yasmat na udvijate. Loka. Okay. Lokaha na udvijate. Lokaha here refers to the world of people and things, beings, all beings also, including animals. Okay. Okay. Living beings. Lokaha na udvijate. The world of beings does not get disturbed, does not get tormented, does not get agitated, does not get disturbed. By whom? Yasmat. That by whom? That by whom the world is not affected negatively, okay, disturbed. Okay, even minute disturbance is not there. Okay, that's the translation of that part. Okay. So that's a very interesting usage, right? See, on the one hand, you have people who just bulldoze their way. Bulldoze their way. All of us will be familiar with that. Especially the nice people will get bulldozed. People who are dharmic people just walk over, they just walk over such people. The dharmic people will have this experience. And others also might. But anyway, it's easy to just walk over somebody who's very nice, accepting, sensitive. Just walk over. And so they are such, on one extreme, you have that people. And then on the other extreme, you have people who are very sensitive to everything. Every word you read between lines and all that, and it's all. They're gifted that way. But gifted that way, but also because of that getting hurt all the time. Oh, she said this, she meant it, he did this, I think he means this. This is not good. It's constantly worrying about what people said, what people did. This is the other extreme. So here he is saying, Krishna is saying, Yasmat na udvijate loka. Okay, so this sensitive guy also, lady also, nobody's afraid of. Nobody's affected because they can walk over this person, So they are not afraid of such people. But then Shastram says you have to be strong enough to draw your boundaries and protect it. You can be kind, compassionate, but at the same time, protect your boundaries. Don't allow people to walk over you. Basic. This is basic. We say it's not. I mean, it need not be basic. In the sense, we are not taught. See, in school and all, we read all kinds of stuff. We become experts in so many subjects. But these are also important in life. I'm telling you, I'm saying it because I have my own personal experience. I had to learn all these. Only after coming to Vedanta, I said, oh my God, there is so much to go. Vedanta is one side, but then the emotional stability, strength, maturity, all that is a whole big world out there. And so, in our culture, we have when this Upanayanam, so when this guy gets introduced to the Vedaramba, gets introduced to the Veda, this boy, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, whatever, is supposed to step on a piece of stone. In Tamil, it's called Ammi. Those days, it's the Ammi means we used to, before the days of grinder and all, we used to have a big stone, in the kitchen. And there used to be a roller. That also is a stone. And you do like this. You put all your leaves and all that there, chutney. It will make a chutney. You have to, it's a skill to do this. You can't say, I will do it. I will do it means you'll drop the stone on your leg. So you have to be careful. There also, you have to be careful. You have to just watch them do it. Then slowly learn. And that thing is called ammi because that bottom has to be solid. It can't move. You move and that also moves means then you can't make chutney. And our leg will become chutney. So that boy is supposed to step on that stone. And he's told indirectly, whether he understands, parents understand, we don't know. He's told that you must be, you're now getting some responsibilities. You're a boy, all right, only 8 years, but not only 8, because now your lifestyle is changing. You have to spend a little more time in Adhyayana, Vedadhyana. You are going to be sitting along with other students. You have to learn to respect everybody else. And there will be all kinds of stuff now. And you will be asked to do some seva in the Veda Parshala. So you better step up. Okay. Don't say he did not do, she did not do, I did. All this, no. It's going to come. It's all going to come. So this boy is told that. Then marriage time, same thing happens. Marriage, same thing. Ammi Midittal is there in our culture. I don't know about the north. They may have something similar. Guaranteed, they'll have something similar. There, what happens? The lady who's getting married is asked to step on this. Because, this is one interesting thing. The lady has to go to the house of the man, entirely new family. And she's supposed to call those parents as Amma and Appa, means dad, father and mother. Can you imagine that? What heart must be there to accept everybody and say, yeah, they are my mother and father. Calling a new set of people as mother and father, it's not easy. I used to tell myself, if I'm in that position, how will I be? Can a man be in that position? I don't want to make any judgment. I think it's difficult. It's difficult for a male. But anyway, that's a big heart. Only a big heart can do that. And so we have to worship them for that. And so that lady is told, hey, look, you are entering a new jungle. It can be a jungle, okay? It may not be a picnic. You think you're having a honeymoon and all, but that honeymoon may not last long, okay? And this guy can help you, or this guy also can join the piranhas out there and they'll just bite you. Keep biting you from day one. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. So you better just strengthen yourself, protect yourself, help them also, and protect yourself also. It's a big thing it is. And so, Ashmanam Atishta, step up on the stone. Ashmanam Atishta mantra. Okay. And Tvam Sthira Bhava, may you be steady like the stone. Mantra says it. Okay, mantra says it. And so step on this rock like that, it says. And so it's an important thing for us. And don't be like a flower. So when should you be like a flower? Be like a flower when you are relating to others, when you're doing things to others, when you're giving things to others, then be like a flower, sensitive. So you're very compassionate. But when people are, when you're receiving stuff, be like a stone. Be like a stone means I acknowledge everything, but don't be affected by what you're getting. Okay. So as a bhokta, be like a stone. As a karta, be like a flower. Okay. So yasman no dvijate lokaha. The one from whom the world does not fear is not affected. The world, in fact, loves to be in the company of such a person because inspiration, compassion, of course, it's contagious, and so it's a person kayena, vacha, manasa. By all three, the person is compassionate. Okay, then is that enough? No. Lokan no dvijate cha yaha. World is not affected by him or her, but then this person is afraid of the world. That is not helpful either. And so here, lokat na udvijate, split into three words. Okay. Yaha. Yaha means the one who is also not afraid of the world. This is why running away and all is not suggested in our Shastram at all. Going and sitting in a quiet place is a value. We value that. That is a sadhanam. That's not the goal. After going and sitting under a tree for meditating or locking yourself or going to some ashram, etc., all that is fine. That is meant to become like this. Meant to become like this. Then after that, you come back to the world. Really, you're never away from the world. You have to be able to relate to the world. You can choose to lead a quiet lifestyle. That's good. That's a choice you can make. But we can't be afraid of things going on. We have to at least be able to relate when we are called to relate. Okay, that's the idea here. In sixth chapter, we saw Jitat Manah Prashantasya Paramatma Samahitaha Shitoshna Sukha Dukkheshu Tatha Manapamanayo. Shitoshna Sukha Dukkheshu Stiraha Bhavati Saha. Is steady. He is not doesn't complain all day. It's mosquitoes, heat, this pollution. Do whatever it takes to help yourself. Wear a mask. If your pollution is there, wear a mask. Why a mask and wear it? What is there? Nothing wrong. What will people say if I wear a mask? Eh? Well, suddenly what happened to people? What will people say? People will think this guy is very smart. Guy is very smart. That's what they will think. Even I also should learn from this person. That's what they will think. So, um, Tata manapamanayo. Mana, praise and censure, criticism, that person is not affected. That's what it says. So that's the one thing. If I'm affected by praise, then I will be affected by criticism also. Both go hand in hand. It is not possible to have one and not the other. Not possible. Then, the beautiful shloka, this Subhashitam we teach in Sanskrit classes. We teach this popular Subhashitam. Vajradapi Kathoran. It talks about this people, wise people, how they are, their minds. Vajradapi Kathorani. Vajra means diamond. Vajra means it's like the thunderbolt of Indra, all that. Strong, very sturdy, unbreakable. So Vajradapi Kathorani. The minds of wise people are stronger than even this Vajra chips. Vajradapi Kathorani. Kusumadapi Bruduni. Bruduni Kusumadapi. Kusuma means flower. And Bruduni. Softer than a flower also. Okay, look at the way they say all this. And then Lokottaranam Chetamsi means the Lokottarana means wise people. The greatest people of the world are wise people. And Chetamsi minds, the minds of these wise people, Kono Vijnatum Arhati. Who can understand the minds of wise people? That is what the Subhashitam says. Who can understand this kind of a mind? And so when we teach about to children, to Ganesha, we talk about Ganesha. What is this guy who, especially in America and all, they'll ask all these questions. We have to address this question. And this animal-headed being, at least human being, God, I can understand. But animal, elephant head, all is crazy it is. And because that culture is very different. Here the question doesn't arise at all. Here we grow up with this, and so we are part of it. But there you have to explain all this. So we will say, what do we say? Hey, Ganesha is a pot-bellied guy. What is the meaning of pot-belly? Pot-belly means what? In life, you're going to have all kinds of experiences. Ups will be there, downs will be there, sadness will be there, joyful experience, pleasant, unpleasant will be there. Are you going to get depressed when something bad happens to you? You think about it. Ganesha is saying you better have a big stomach so you can stomach all these experiences. Do we want to learn from Ganesha? Yes. Okay. What about elephant head then? Okay, I'll tell you a lot more about that. You're listening to me and you said yes. So Ganesha is saying we must listen to people who know, periodically. You may not like to listen to parents, but at least other people you listen to. And so big ears. That is important. Okay. Then what about trunk? Trunk. Elephant's trunk is very unique. It's a very strong, trunk is very strong. It can just hold on to a tree and just uproot it. Tree shakes, that's it. Oh, a big tree just falls off. And that's how strong this trunk is. But guess what? That same trunk can lift you like this and lift you like this. And then put it on its back. You don't have to fear. Don't think it will crush you and all that. No. It will do a good job. It knows exactly when to be gentle, when to be strong. You put a piece of pin, you drop a pin on the floor, it can pick up the pin with its trunk. Where is a pin and where is a tree? No, it knows. It knows how to adapt. And so that is how this wise person is. Yasman no dvijate yaha. And then look at the next line. Harsha marsha bhayodvegaihi. Mukta. Mukta is the word. Mukta means one is free from. One who is free from yaha. One who is free from what? Harsha, marsha, or harsha, amarsha, and bhaya. So elation. So elation. You can't just, I got swept away, they say, I got swept away. This swept away business will not happen with such a person. Cannot be swept away. However great the news is, joy is there. Joy is experienced and shared, but you can't just sweep away this kind of person with this kind of stuff. And because this elation also is a kind of addiction. It's an addiction, like a drug addiction. It quietly gets to us, and then we seek this kind of experiences. And so this person is not like that. Amarsha, amarsha. Rage, wrath, intolerance, impatience. Okay, all these things can be implied by this word amarsha. So that person does not have that kind of a disposition and can never be furious against anything. May express displeasure. No, this is not right. That's not right. This cannot happen. You should not do this, etc. That person might say, but it won't drive the person to be angry and furious and fuming. It's not possible. You can't see that kind of a display. If you see that commonly in some person, in a person whom you respect, then that person has to, that emotional, some baggage is there. Still, that has to be worked on. That person has to work on it. Okay. And so, amashaha. So if we experience a person like that, who has amarsha, lot of rage and all that. Better stay away. Stay away. Because one has to protect oneself. And we can't allow ourselves to become a victim of rage. And sometimes harsher actions may be required. And if a person has this problem and the person says, I want to, how do I help myself? Well, then you better begin to see some good things in other people. Even the people whom I hate, I have to learn to see some good qualities. Okay? Learn to see some good qualities. There is a sutra where he says, Paraguna Paramanun Parvati Kritya. Look at this beautiful thing they say. Paraguna. So in somebody else, you take one quality. Oh, that person is good at this. Good at this. Okay. The person does a prayer every day. She does prayer for 10 minutes. I can't do it. So that's a guna. According to me, it's a guna. Okay, guna. So paraguna and paraguna parama anun parvati. Even though the guna is very little, means it's not too great also. It's there. What you do is parvati kritya. Parvati, you make a mountain out of it. Look at the way they've written it. Parvati kritya. They say making a mountain out of a molehill or something like that. There is a usage. Means it's a very small thing. Don't make a big fuss of. That's what that is a meaning. But here, you make a mountain out of this quality. Yeah, this is a great quality. I want it. A great quality. Keep acknowledging that and appreciate them also. I really appreciate this. You do it. You do it. Like that, you keep on saying. You make good coffee. You make good coffee. You make good coffee. You make good coffee. You know what? Like this, nobody can make good coffee. Keep saying it so that all the other things become minor. Parvati Kritya. What a word it is. Amazing. Harsha, Amarsha, Bhaya. Bhaya. Bhaya, of course, we know. Fear. Swamiji quotes a very good shloka from this Vairagya Shatkam. Bhartrihari. Bhartrihari is from Andhra Pradesh. And he wrote there's a Niti Shatakam, Vairagya Shatakam, very popular among our Vedanta teachers because it teaches some very good values. Not Vedanta texts, but value-oriented texts. So Vairagya.
Not from Ujjain?
Huh?
Not from Ujjain?
Bhartrihari. I thought he was from Andhra Pradesh. I don't know. We need to. If you can find out, let me know. So he writes that. So here he writes about Bhayam. One shloka he writes. Bhoge roga Bhayam, Kule Chuti Bhayam, Vritte Nripalad Bhayam, Mane Dainya Bhayam. Like that, he gives a big list. Bhoge roga Bhayam. Roga Bhayam. Ice cream. Keep eating ice cream. But then, in the back of your mind, this is, I need to take a couple of extra shots of insulin tonight. Bhayam is there. Bhayam. Whatever enjoyment is there, the parallelly Bhayam will always be there. Or if there is no diabetes, nothing, everything, health is good, then she is watching me, therefore I am afraid. Because spouse Bhayam. Bhoge, spouse Bhayam is also there, So, all that. Kule, Chuti Bhayam. Disrespect, potential disrespect in a family. Kule, Chuti Bhayam. Any other. Once that family is there, then of course, we don't want to be slighted. We don't want to be disrespected in an extended family, right? Not just our own family, extended family. And so, Vritte Nipalad, Nripalad Bhayam, Vitte. The wealthy person, it seems, is afraid of the king. Means what? The government. Okay, government is constantly saying 10%, 15%, 20%, give me this, give me that. So this guy is constantly is busy trying to protect his asset, That's all it is. Mane Dainya Bhayam, same thing. And then Bale Ripu Bhayam. You're strong, means you have to protect yourself from enemies. You have to seal your borders. Everything. Security is very important. Security implies fear. Okay. Rupe Jaraya Bhayam. This is a big one, very big. Rupe Jaraya Bhayam. I think you already figured it out. Rupe. Rupe. So we're all Rupas. All of us are Rupas. Okay. So don't think only Rupa is Rupa. All of us are Rupa. So we have to look good. We have to spend time. Everything's okay. All right. Basics, okay. Basic hygiene and all is important, no doubt. But beyond that, if you go beyond that, that's where the problem is. And then how much time is being spent in front of the mirror. Okay. And then this goes on and on until wrinkles start appearing. For some nice good period, there are no wrinkles at all. Okay. Then afterwards, wrinkles. Oh, that's it. Now what happens? Now I have to go to the mall, not for all the usual things. I have to look for this wrinkle thing. And my whole shift, my attention is now shifting now. Now my attention is on how to stop wrinkles or how to cover up wrinkles. You know what is the definition of powder? A powder is that which prevents you from reading between lines. That is powder. So now it's all very smooth, you know. Somehow I tell you, these advertisements, one damage they do. The children especially, they get carried away by it. They think that's what life is. That's how we should be. They think it is real. They can't distinguish real from imposed, marketing and this, that. No, they can't distinguish. That's why these advertisements, we have to protect children from advertisements. They think it's real. They think if I don't look like this, then I'm no good. Very sad it is. And so anyway, finally he says, all Bhayam is the whole life he has listed in the shloka. And then he says, Vairagyameva Abhayam. You want Abhayam? Fearlessness? Then build a quality called Vairagyam. Dispassion. Be dispassionate. Yeah, enjoy whatever you want to enjoy, but don't be carried away by anything. That's what he's saying. So that is Bhayam. And so Harsha, Amarsha, Bhaya, Udvegaihi means this Udvega, this disturbance, this agitation, this torment that is caused by Harsha, Bhaya, and Amarsha. Okay. Muktaha, the wise person is free. Wise person is free. Okay. And there's a big list he gives. Shastre, Vadi Bhayam, Gune, Kala Bhayam. Anyway, but I think you got the idea there. So, Muktaha, Yaha, Sacha Me Priya. Such a person is dear to me, Krishna is saying. Well, dear to me must be read as what? Such a person is me. Knows that he and so knows Soham. Such a person knows. Priya, if you take it as he is dear to me, means God loves this person most. For a jnani itself, you have listed so many great qualities. And he treats everybody equally and all that. And if jnani can treat people equally, why not Bhagavan treats people equally? So therefore, we can't take this word very literally. And so, such a way, priyaha. Okay, let's translate this. The one because of whom people do not get disturbed. The one because of whom people do not get disturbed. Who is karma, who is not disturbed by the world. Is not disturbed by the world or disturbed by people, and who is free from elation and who is free from elation, intolerance, fear, and anxiety. elation, intolerance, fear, and anxiety. Swamiji translates udvega as anxiety. Okay? He is dear to me. He is dear to me. Okay, let me read this. The one because of whom people do not get disturbed and who does not get disturbed by people, or who is not disturbed by the world, and who is free from elation, intolerance, fear, and anxiety is, or he is dear to me. Okay, next sloka. अनपेक्षशुचिर्दक्षः
अनपेक्षशुचिर्दक्षः
उदासीनो गतव्यथः
उदासीनो गतव्यतः
सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी
सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी
यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः.
यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः.
Yeah, continuing the qualities of a visible qualities of a jnani. Yeah, sense qualities that can be sensed by any of us. And anapeksha. Apeksha is expectation. Anapeksha. Anapeksha. Person, so there I depend on many things in this world. Depend on many things. You should leave out all the basics, food and all that, the basic shelter and all you leave out, because that's the minimum needed for a living being to survive. Okay, leave all that aside. Emotional dependence. This is what is being taught. Dependence is there. Emotionally, I depend on so many things. Physical dependence is okay, that you can't prevent also. Or somebody cannot walk properly without help, then what do? Person has to take help. Either a walker is there, walking stick is there, or somebody else may be needed on the side also. Yeah, that kind of dependence is not taught here. Emotional dependence. I am very dependent on A, B, C, D, E, F, people, especially people, and other things also. Anything can come under that emotional dependence, and so that dependence will create expectations, which will create frustrations, okay, and disappointments, etc. So that person knows very well. Person knows well that everything is anityam. Yeah, certain things I need for my own basic survival, minimum survival I need, I will. That's not an emotional dependence. That's the srishti. That is how the srishti is. So I have to depend on certain things. But emotionally, I'm not dependent on anything. Everything is anityam. Anityam cannot make me nitya ananda. No, it can't happen. It is not possible. That person knows that. And therefore, there is no binding expectation at all. And some expectation will be there, planning will be there. You have the legitimate right to expect certain things. But what happens if it's not fulfilled? I expect these things to happen if I do this. If I put all these things in this manner, the kada or sambar will look like this. That's my expectation. But be prepared, right? So, agate swagatam kuryam. Whatever comes, the wise person accepts and is ready to change course if needed also. Oh, I think this is too much salt. I have to cut down salt next time. Ready to change course. Repeating the same mistake again is not a greatness, okay? So that also we have to keep in mind. And so emotionally self-sufficient has the capacity to keep giving that love, but doesn't depend on love to be given. Okay, he's happy if people can give him, share that love, but is not depending on that. Okay, then Shuchihi will come in the next chapter also. manitvamadambitvam, ahimsa kshantirajyaram ajavam acharyopasanam shaucham. Shaucham will come next chapter also. So here also, Shuchihi means literal meaning cleanliness. Bhashya shaucham, antara shaucham. Antara shaucham is very important. So, dharma. Dharma will make is important. Person follows dharma. That is antara shaucham. And further we'll talk in the next chapter also. Then what? Dakshaha. Dakshaha. Literal meaning of dakshaha is an expert. Literal meaning. Expert in something is called nipunaha, dakshaha. Nipun bolte hai Hindi mein. So here, expertise is not called for, but again, doing the appropriate action at the right time and place, keeping the whole context in mind. Is this the right place? This is the right time? Is this the time where I should say this, or should I wait? Or should I wait? Because sometimes you have to make all these calls, You feel like saying something, then you say, wait, no, I'll wait. I'll wait. No, I think it's right. It's not needed, right? That may be a bit harsh. Okay. So I'll wait. So that person knows all these things. On the one extreme, you have impulsive actions. Impulsive action, we saw the two people, impulsive. On the other extreme, you don't say anything, passive, completely passive, become a doormat. Both Shastra will not like all those. You can't be a doormat and you can't just walk over people also. So both are not acceptable. And so, Daksha, the person knows exactly what's to what's what. And in fact, so therefore, even Arjuna has to know Samadana Danda Bheda. When there is conflict, you have to know when to do Sama, then when you should escalate it to Dana, when you should escalate it to Bheda, then when to do Danda. All that is there. That is why I like this. In the courts, they have this out-of-court settlement. They go to court, then they realize, my God, it's going to cost me a lot of money. On top of it, guys, is this the way you want to? I think both of us are foolish fighting like this. Why don't we just come to an agreement? Okay, all these third parties are all they are just eating away. They are becoming rich at our expense. I think we should do something. Yeah, that's good. And so Samadana Veda. And so the person knows Raga Dveshas are there. Person manages Raga Dveshas very well. Very well, not carried away by Raga Dveshas. So that kind of a person like that, Dakshaha, what was for no? There's a lot because life is like that. Constantly there are conflicting situations and ability to deal with this conflicting situation is Dakshatvam. Udasinaha. Udasinaha. Literal meaning is indifferent. Indifferent. But the word indifferent has a negative connotation, right? Indifferent means I don't care. I don't care what happens. I don't care what happens, and Jnani cannot say, will not say. Jnani cares about everything, in fact. Only a Jnani can say, I care about everything. I care about every human being. I care about every animal. I care about the waters. I care about the air. Our air is polluted. I care. I care. So Jnani only can say, I care about these things without being affected. But not being affected by what's going on, even though it's ugly, even though it's dangerous, even though it's hurtful. Udasina. Only an Udasina person can really contribute to society in the most effective manner, correct? If I am also affected by the whole thing, then I'm weakening myself. I may contribute, but I've weakened myself in the process. And therefore, Udasina is an important quality. We can all practice these values in our life periodically. If we take these words, what we can do is we can take these words, one word you pick. Then you say, next week or in this whole month, I'm going to just ponder about that word, Udasinaha. how I am implementing it in my daily life. Am I dakshaha? Am I thinking through all the pros and cons? And do I relate in my relationships, etc., in my daily life, professional or personal? So like that, udasana, one word is enough. Every month, one word you take, then it can help us a lot. Gata vyataha. Vyatha means again fear. And here, sometimes it can refer to sorrow also. Sorrow is fear was told earlier. So sorrow and sadness. Gata vyataha, sadness. Because the person knows, I can try my best to adjust situations to suit me, but things are not like. Things are not like. And even the CEO is trying very hard to, very hard to change the company to go from this direction to that direction. Very difficult. Very difficult. He also knows. And therefore, that CEO has to have a lot of prasadam, but also has to have a lot of guts, courage, all these attributes will be there. Okay? And so, gata vyataha. So, rather than me changing everything, wherever I have to change, I will change. Wherever I must adapt, I will adapt. I will adapt. So, therefore, that person is not impacted by the world as much. And therefore, gata vyataha. Vyataha, gataha, yasyasa. The one from whom that sorrow is gone is called a gata vyataha. And sometimes actions must be taken which are otherwise horrifying. Arjuna himself learned this way only. By having to kill his own relatives, nothing can be more ghora, more terrible than killing our own relatives. And on top of that, killing one's acharya is unheard of. It is not mentioned anywhere in the Shastra. And unmentionable, this guy did. Mahabharata, correct? But that was the right thing to do. That was the right thing. Imagine Bhagavan Krishna telling, this is the right thing to do for you. And so even Arjuna had to learn from that. So it starts with Arjuna Vishada Yoga, ends up with, the different yogas are there. So that person is a gata vyataha sarvarambha parityagi. This word is commonly used to refer to sannyasis and jnanis. Okay? Arambha parityagi. Sankalpa. Very interesting word it is. Everything we do is preceded by a sankalpa. We may not know, but it's preceded by a sankalpa. I must do this. The thought has arisen. Can be small thing. Today, for a change, I want to have coffee instead of tea. I can make both. That's it. The thought has entered, correct? Now, no amount of distractions will take this thought away from me, right? I'm very busy doing so many things, etc. But the mind mein aa gaya. This virus has gone in. Not a virus. Sankalpa it is. I want to have coffee. Therefore, I go to the kitchen. I know exactly what I want to make. Why? You got distracted by so many things. Why didn't you make tea? Because Sankalpa is there to make coffee. Correct? That is called Sankalpa. Arambha. Also called Arambha. Arambha. So everything we do is preceded by that Sankalpa. You saw one advertisement. Advertisements create that Arambha vritti in us. Okay? You saw a shampoo and you said, you know what? I think we should try this shampoo. That's it. That's it. That is called Arambha. Next time you go to the mall or the store, automatically your hand goes towards it. What is the basis for that? Did anybody prove to you this shampoo is going to be better than the other shampoo? Yeah, advertisement was very good. Advertisement was very good. Okay, that's it. Arambha. That's it. Arambha. And in other places, you need the arambha. That sankalpa must be strong. Must be strong. I'm going to work hard to help my children do what they like to do. Okay, sankalpa. That's a sankalpa, right? And then you say, I have to sacrifice certain things. I have to be with them. I'm going to spend extra time with my children. Sankalpa. Look at that big sankalpa, right? And then I'm not going to ignore them. Every day I want to meet them. Every day I want to ask them, how are they? How was school? How was college? What did you like about your classes today? What did you not like about your classes? Look at the discussion. Okay, then so arambha is needed. But what about sannyasi? Sarva arambha parityagi. Sankalpa. Somewhere we saw Nisankalpaha or something. I don't remember now. I'm not getting it. But yeah, sannyasi does not have that kind of a sankalpa. What kind of a sankalpa? That I must do it. Doesn't mean sannyasa has lost all ability to plan and do things. And sannyasas are sannyasis are very focused people. Jnanis are highly focused. Okay, in fact, their sankalpas actually turn out to be true also. That is why we ask their blessings. Because if they think of something, it comes out true.
That's why they are called Satya Sankalpas.
Satya Sankalpa, they are called. So they also have the capacity. But then, for them, that Sankalpa comes out of Purnatvam, fullness. For me and you, for others, the Sankalpas come out of the need to be Purna. I am incomplete if this does not get succeeded, this does not get fulfilled. The opposite, completely opposite. One is done because of the need for Purnatvam, another happens because of Purnatvam. Because of being full, complete. Okay. Therefore, action. Therefore, Purnatvam for a jnani is a way of life. Whereas for somebody else, it's a goal. It's a goal.
Sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktva. 6.
Exactly. That's what I was looking. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktva. And then what? Tyaktva?
Manish.
Tyaktva sarvana sheshatah.
Sarvan asheshata. Sarvan asheshata. Without leaving anything out. Without leaving anything. Means no exceptions are there. Beauty of it. So that's right. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktva sarvan asheshata. Sarvarambha parityagi. Good correction. Yeah. So, yo mad bhaktaha same priyaha. Such a bhaktaha. Remember, jnani is also a bhaktaha. Therefore, same priyaha. Let's translate this. The devotee of mine who is free from dependence. The devotee of mine who is free from dependence pure, resourceful, impartial, pure, resourceful, impartial, separated by commas. Comma, undisturbed, and a renouncer of all actions. All actions, better word would be all sankalpas, all initiating. Sankalpa is the best word for it. renouncer of all sankalpas, okay, is dear to me. That devotee of mine who is free from dependence, pure, resourceful, impartial, undisturbed, and a renouncer of all actions is dear to me. The Udasina is translated as impartial. Much better it is. Much better. No, Dakshaha. Dakshaha is resourceful. Okay, the word resourceful refers to Dakshaha. Means what is it being resourceful? Either I know how to do something, simple, or I should know somebody who might know how to do this, so I can ask that person. That's all there is. We don't have to be experts in doing everything. That's why I don't like this word efficient and all that. They translate some words as efficient. Person who is efficient means I don't like it because efficiency implies a lot. Implies a lot. See, in a company, you're supposed to be productive and efficient. Okay. That's how the system is, and the system expects that. That's okay. But what if a person is clumsy? Clumsy means you can't use, they're not that good. They can cook, but may not really know how to wash vessels, may not really know how to arrange things properly, etc. So that's where the mind is so important. Dharma yogi, they say yoga is perfection, efficiency, and all. It's a wrong translation. Wrong, because it may work well in a company, it may work well in a university, but that's a wrong application. Krishna is not talking about efficiency. Dakshaha, you should know what's right, wrong, what you should not do, and time and place, all that is important. That a person can do. A person without proper hands and legs cannot be efficient in anything. Even holding the mug will be clumsy. Will we blame that person saying you're not efficient, you don't know how to hold the mug? Hand is shaking like this. Some people have this, that tremor is there in the body. Constant tremor is there. That person won't be efficient in many, many things. Therefore, we just drop the word efficient and productive, and those words don't apply here at all. Absolutely. A jnani may be efficient and may be productive. That's a different thing. But that's coming out of all these other qualities. All right. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
ధన్యవాదాలు.